back everyone, New Mutator here, and I'm going to be casting Game 2 in the match between ZOMG and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It is in the QR1, so it doesn't really matter too much at this point, you know, who wins and so forth, but I was told that this, at least the first two games in this match are pretty interesting to watch, so I went ahead and casted the first one for your viewing pleasure, and I'm going to go ahead and cast this one as well, just to show you what went down, as I am not going to be able to do the same extent of Myth World Cup coverage as I did last year, but I still want to bring you some quality coverage and show you some interesting things that happened, but just not everything that happened. So yeah, so this is I believe this is the Great Divide, and it is Capture the Flag. So I think everybody knows how that works. Essentially, you start out with a flag, and that's kind of in your home base area. So this is my goals on this side, and across this divide here, this canyon, and then up the hill, and over here we have another flag, and this is going to be for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in the darker gray color. And they're going to be captained again by Osmodian, Giant Killer General on the team as well, Dak, Mercredon, Eastwind, August, and Rat King. I believe Punk User is spectating. And Noblesteed, aka Genghis Khan, going to be captaining his ZOMG team with Kremisi, Highwired, Zach filling in for Donsky, I believe, Mike, Honky, and Homer. So pretty good showing all around for both teams, as only one substitute being used. Now, once again, it is a dark flavored map, so you're going to have these giant Trow, or Trow, as they're officially pronounced, I believe, but I call them Trow for whatever reason. They're going to be running around, and then you also have Solus, which are these floaty spear javelin throwing dudes. Undead. They can traverse any kind of terrain. Excuse me. They can go on top of impassable terrain and rain down javelins from above. They're going to be focusing down on the Tro, I believe. And then you have things like spiders. So spiders are kind of the counter to Solus, as spiders can go on impassable as well, and they're super fast. They are cheap. They don't take too much damage, but they will defeat spiders if they can get in close enough. The counter to spiders is basically anything artillery, or basically anything, you know. So Fetch particularly will kill multiple spiders in one hit if they're grouped up. Fetch are basically the counter to everything except for Tro on this map, and maybe Mauls will give them a hard time since Mauls take multiple hits. Zerk's going to be your standard melee unit on this map, just moving around and backing up the Tro and basically doing the utility kind of things that need to be done. And then we also have, I believe, Dwarven Heroes that can counter Fetch in certain situations and kind of augment your team's artillery. So you know, knowing that, I guess there's going to be some D left on this flag, maybe against an errant Tro or something like that. Genghis Khan going to leave some some Mauls with a Dwarven Hero. Opposite them on the flag here, only a couple Berserks, 3 Berserks and a Dwarven Hero. And keep in mind, Berserks cost 3 unit trading points, Mauls cost 4. So that is significantly more unit trading points tied up doing nothing for Zerk's own My Goals. They are sending a pretty large force here west, so they might be trying to move up. Looks like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are going to send some Zerks forward to kind of scout out and try to keep these passages spotted for now. They are going to be sending a lot of units over this way, a lot of Solus anyway. So that's interesting. And their Tro are going to be mid and backing up, I think, as they realize that these Tro are just making a beeline up towards their flag. So they're going to be moving over with some units to try to deflect this, but I don't see, once they get up, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to contain them. As these units here, I'm guessing, are just going to try to keep the other team across the divide there, as once you're in the canyon, it's a little bit more difficult to do anything, as you have a disadvantage with the terrain there. And I didn't quite see if something I guess Mercadon. Something happened with Mercadon, maybe. Nope, he's there. Osmodian took his units for some reason, and he's like, why'd you do that? And Osmodian's like, you didn't answer. So that's interesting. So that Berserk gets sent to his death from a barrage of fetch there. Basically, a fetch wall can be very effective. It's going to be kind of difficult. Oh, there we go. Taking a couple hits there. Although these fetch are basically in a terrible position. Mike losing those almost immediately to those Berserks sent by Giant Killer General. These Trill almost moving in to take out the fetch, but they're going to be basically deflected by Eastwind, who's throwing against Genghis Khan, who once again taking hit 30% or so. And these fetch are going to be taken out, and it looks like Karmisi is going to have the advantage at this point. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles losing a Tro in that exchange. They are down 77-91%. They basically came out as the losers in that exchange, as Genghis is going to chase Eastwind across the map. Eastwind might even end up losing another Tro here. They're going to try to take out. Nope. They're going to run away there. They do, Karmisi ends up losing one or two of those fetch though to August, who is basically moving in to kind of help with his team's effort here, as some more Solus are going to move in to reinforce this area. As basically the Solus need to be raining down javelins at the Tro, because that is probably the most reliable way to keep their health, basically keep them in check, because Solus javelins do a consistent amount of damage over time against Tro. And Tro, very resistant to pretty much everything, but as long as you can be hitting them with Solus, that will reduce their health significantly, make them less effective overall. So very good, cost-effective way to also prevent rush or something of that nature. Although Zerks have no trouble at all rushing against Solus or against Fetch as well. And so what you do is you lead with a couple Berserks, and then you follow with something else. So their attentions are divided. Karmisi is going to be moving in and maybe taking out one or two. He might get a couple of hits off on one of these dwarves. No, he's going to be chased away and taken out. So basically throwing those away. And it's about a 10% battle at this point. I'm not sure if there's anything else going on, although the rest of the forces for Zerks Oh My Goals are kind of moving their way up, although this force here, I think this is Mercadon, is kind of trying to keep them in check there. And Zach trying to get a shot off. Basically anything like that can get deflected by Fetch. Fetch will ignite pretty much anything in mid-flight. Really good for deflecting javelins as well. So Fetch are kind of a good counter to Solus, although Solus have a longer range, so it's a little bit difficult. Zach gonna end up losing that. And it is now a lot closer, 74-72%. As I didn't quite see what happened, but I'm guessing that Mercadon got a couple kills there with that that dwarf hero, and I'm guessing everyone on Zerks Oh My Goal is going to recross the divide there and go back on the other side. Zaknafine is going to split and move to the mid, I'm guessing, although now Genghis Khan taking a lot of damage here from these Solus. And keep in mind that when Tro are about 1/4 health or so, they turn to stone and they're basically dead at that point. They can be healed, but there are no heals on this map. So if these two teams duke it out with their Tro, he wants to put that one in the back so it's not taking damage up front and dealing damage for as long as possible before being taken out. Looks like Mike is going to send some of his units to their death here, trying to snipe these dwarves, but they're going to get taken out. And I think this was a suicide venture, as Karmisi is probably going to be chased down as well. Getting a couple more hits off though. Genghis is trying to punish Eastwind as much as possible, because he knows as much damage as he can do on Eastwind, the better, even if he ends up dying. As he loses one Tro there, and they retain a significant lead. He does kick the dwarf hero, taking out the fetch, I guess. I don't know. I was looking at the percentages, but when dwarf heroes don't drop their satchels and tro kick them, that's basically what happens. Genghis is going to lose another tro, but deal a lot of damage to these berserks. But August is going to reinforce the home of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and essentially clean up those stone tro. Hot on their heels, though, are these spiders from Homer. He's going to need to retreat, though, as there's not much he can do in this situation. Almost taking out one of those dwarves, but not really doing enough damage. So Genghis kind of came out on top in that exchange. He does have 1 tro remaining, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles have 0 tro remaining. So elsewhere there are some fetch duking it out. Looks like Rat King is... Nope, he's going to turn around and probably lose that berserk. Nope. They take mercy on him. Homer is kind of in a tough spot. I would send like 1 spider, although it would probably be sent to its doom. Anyway, try to finish up one of those dwarves. And Mike has a fetch. High Wired and Mike are now on the enemy side. Nice shot. Mike ends up actually dodging all those javelins and taking out a significant portion of those spiders. Let's see, got that many kills just in 1 shot. That's what happens when you group them up like that. So, very nice shot for him. And now it's about 5 percentage point spread. 50 to 45%. So some more spiders coming in for Zerxone Mike goals. Mike is going to send those up. And maybe, no, he's going to send them away. So Homer's going to move in now. And maybe with them both, they can attempt to take out all of those Solus. And I think they're going to rush these Solus right now. Although Rat King is going to attempt to try to take out as many as possible with his Dwarven hero. He's going to fire, but not hit anything. And these spiders are going to get all cleaned up. Nice shot there. That's going to take all of them out. Take out every single thing and take out the spider that was on that dwarf. So very nice there, evening up the percentages. It's now 45 to 46%. Although, August, people are worried about their flag as they suddenly see Genghis being backed up by High Wire moving in on their flag, and they don't have very much by way of defense. I guess they had sent a lot on offense. Genghis Khan going to essentially clean up as much as possible. Maybe try to get all these berserks on him and kick that Dwarven hero.
Flag contested.
Kind of a suicide gesture, or just kick the fetch. I think that's probably the best thing to do. These Solus are not going to get here in time, I think. And that's going to be game, I think. They do manage to take out that dwarf, or that tro, but that dwarf was basically the closest thing to the flag and ends up getting taken out by the fetch. So kind of a nice muscle on the flag by Genghis and High Wired. Ended up taking that. I didn't quite see where the rest of their team was. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I mean, you know, they had all of these Solus and stuff kind of on the way. This guy, Zach, kind of standing in all these Solus, so basically, I don't know, kind of in the way of them there, but I don't know. Where did they all go? Surely they had more than that. I don't know. Guess it doesn't matter. They weren't anywhere near to either flag, I guess, to save it. So kind of an interesting maneuver. I wish I had kind of, for some reason these colors don't show up on the map very well for me, so maybe my eyesight's going, I don't know. I'm having a hard time deciphering that, but yeah, looks like Genghis actually doing pretty well there. He had all 3 tro though, so that's to be expected. 19 kills to 3 losses, 96 damage. That's going to be the most in the game. And Carmisi actually doing pretty well also. 50 damage for him, 9 kills to 12 losses, but 50 damage is quite a lot. Giant Killer General, 15 kills and 11 losses, 72 damage. That's going to be the most for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And the Eastwind actually didn't do so hot on the tro for him, and his team. Only 24 damage there. But despite that, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles did put up a good fight. They actually had more kills than Zerxo My Goals. 52 to, what was it, 52 to 46, and they had the same number of losses, but they did not have as much damage. So Zerxo My Goals had, all in all, they were able to extract more damage uh, on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles than the reverse. So, very interesting game. That was actually pretty close by the numbers, but in the end, I think that hidden flank, I'm guessing it was hidden anyway. I did see people in the chat basically saying, you know, you need to watch the defense, watch the flag, and so on and so forth, but it didn't look like they had anything in the area to reinforce it. So, in the end, it ended up falling, and that Tro definitely came in handy in the end game scenario. So that's pretty big ups to Genghis Khan there for retaining that Tro until the end game. In case you were curious, I'm not going to cast the rest of this match, but Zerxo My Goals ended up winning this match 3-2. So congratulations to them, but keep in mind this was just the QR1, so we'll see what happens in the QR2. And that's going to be it from me. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next game.
Team eliminated. Game.